Hello and welcome to Casting Roles. We're a bunch of theater nerds and friends playing a little D&D. We're so happy that you've joined us. Take a moment to subscribe to the show. It takes just a click and gains our unending thanks. Drop us a like and leave us a comment for Campaign 2. Our videos are uploaded here on YouTube every Friday, and we have tons of great content to explore. We're down a Lucky this evening as they recover from Tech Week and opening week of a play, but they'll be back next week. And so without further ado, let's go ahead and start the show. Welcome back, Star Striders. Last time, Ravik faced off in a friendly duel with the handsome tiefling and guardian of Simona Ling, Vigil Sappher. After, they had a little heart-to-heart before everyone reconvened to plan through the side quests that you were planning to leave for the following day, where you explored the reports of the scouts and uncovered some infernal writing that was transliterated by one of them. Andalusite shared a heart-to-heart with Shara, revealing a secret and defining their friendship. Bonnie reconnected with Harold, reflecting on their time as parents, and eventually everyone found sleep. Except kind of Lucky, who in their dreams were visited once again by the return of the space between the stars, Alfada Ben and Najum, ready to report on his findings for the Eidolons, but we'll catch up with what happened there next week. So as the sun rises on another day, here in the base camp of the exploration, what would you all like to do?
Meet up for breakfast? No?
Yeah, we're leaving today, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna head out, strike out.
Yeah, Bonnie's gonna prep the wagon.
Okay, so Bonnie wakes up early to prep the wagon, and it doesn't take much for one of you to go to the quartermaster's tent and grab food for everyone else if you'd like to have a morning reconnoiter in your little barracks or whatever you want to call those chambers. Ravik, as you come out of your room, sitting on the table, Enigma is like cleaning off a fresh fish bone and kind of like pawing at a little bit, and he looks up, he goes, somebody slept in this morning?
Well, it was pretty late night. Good to see that you're up and at 'em pretty early. You planning on traveling with us, or are you gonna keep the base camp safe?
Well, I have two questions. First of all, was late night supposed to be a euphemism?
There was no double entendre in that meeting. I was alone with my thoughts last night.
Yes, your bed was quite empty. Well, and the second question is, will there be snacks?
There's always food where I go now.
Well, I think that means that you've learned from your mistakes of the last couple days. So I think then I will be happy to join you.
Well, we'll be glad to have you. I got plenty of fish-related snacks. Dried fish, dried prawns, the works.
He kind of sniffs around your pack. I think you might be lying to me, but I'll trust you.
I'll make a detour and see if I can find some dried.
Like the entire interdimensional space is just full of fish snacks now.
But eventually, whoever grabbed breakfast returns, and you all have time to chat before you depart for your morning if there's anything you need to cover before your exit.
Yep, I'll grab it. I'll make tea for everyone. I don't have to pretend to eat breakfast now, so he's a lot happier.
And Andalusite tea.
Is Harold gonna come with, or is he going with the other scouts?
I mean, that is his job with the expedition, and they are getting ready to set out for another round, because they covered the southeastern loop. They were going to head into kind of a westernly loop around like the beachhead and come back up. You could ask if Harold would like to travel with you or if he'd like to go with the scouts, but that's up to you.
Bonnie knows Harold's job is important. So she'll give him a big fat kiss, tell him that she loves him, and send him on his way with the other scouts.
He kind of replies back, I'm really excited to hear what you guys discover in the locations we scouted out while you were gone.
And I can't wait to tell you, dear.
That's... very random question. How much does Bonnie know about Harold's real former job?
Oh, like nothing.
Okay, good. Okay, cool. I knew it's in the backstory, but it wasn't clear in the backstory how much Bonnie actually knows. Okay. All right. I'll let you roll an insight check.
Okay.
Spicy.
That's a 4.
Yep. This is why you don't know anything about his former job.
When I made that decision as a character, I was like, I don't think Bonnie's sharp enough.
Bonnie doesn't think about it. That's fine. Okay, cool. And I will let you also make a perception check as well, as Harold kind of leaves the cart. He helps you get it ready, but then leaves before you get completely finished.
Ooh, that's a 19 on the perception.
Okay. There is a moment where like Harold leaves and he's like bounding off towards the scouts tent area where they've set up. And you notice that there's an individual who probably is part of the Foresight crew that Harold stops and has a conversation with. And you can tell that the person understands sign enough that they're able to communicate before he goes on to the scout's tent.
Can I read what they say for me?
From the distance, a little hard to catch all of it, but with that perception check, you get the sense that they're having a conversation about the weather. But it does strike you as odd because Harold mentions rain and there are no clouds in the sky.
Well, he is going down to the coast, and I bet it rains there.
No.
Or maybe he's saying it doesn't. Maybe he's saying it doesn't rain because it's not raining.
The important thing is that I trust him.
That won't come back to bite me in the ass later.
No, I like that you put something in your backstory that Bonnie isn't aware of. That's Okay. Good. All right. And so then you're all reconvened if you need to talk or plan, or you can jump straight into your exit.
We'll go. I'm gonna go pick up the stuff. The earrings if they're done.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you go to the enchanter's tent or the arcanist tent.
If anyone wants to go with me, they can go with me.
I'll go with.
Yeah. So Kieran and Endless, you head to the arcanist tent, and you get there, and you can tell that like Shara, who left your tent the night before to go help Weller finish these, is wearing the same clothes that she was wearing the night before. They clearly pulled an all-nighter, and when you walk in, Weller has summoned a pot of coffee in the air and it's just following him around, pouring into a mug next to him. And he's like just taking giant gulps as he's kind of working on final things. And he looks up and sees you and he says, no. So if you walk out of the tent and return in exactly, and he looks at Shara, 10 minutes, and Shara shakes her head, 15 minutes, then yes, we will have delivered on time. I think you are early, Andalusite.
No, my timing
Absolutely,
is usually... my internal
it's
correct on the time.
Well,
my clock.
Not everyone has your internal clock like you do, Andalusite. So those going off the sun, it's not the same as in the hemisphere we came from. So it's a little bit more subjective here.
It's because from where Kieran's from. Yes, it's
right. Exactly.
We were going on high wall time or high tower time. Is that because then that would mean it's not due for 6 more hours, which is quite frankly.
No.
We're getting ready to head out, so anything you can do to finish ahead of time is appreciated.
I will bring them.
And 15 minutes from now would be ahead of time.
Perfect. I will deliver them to the cart if you're traveling by Bonnie's cart.
Yes.
In 15 minutes.
And please see if that thing makes water too. Don't just drink that.
Oh, well, I plan to sleep after this, so I think that should be okay.
Both of you should sleep after this. I look at Shara.
Shara is just kind of sitting in the corner, and she kind of makes a hand gesture at the 5 objects sitting on the table that look perfectly finished. But you can tell that Weller's there's final finessing touches that he wants to put on them. They probably work perfectly fine, but he wants to make sure they're perfect because they are the first thing that has been requested by the enchantment department here.
Okay, thank you both for your hard work, and we'll see you there.
Yes, of course. It is our job to support your work, so happy to be of service. And Kieran, I hope that they work for you.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Because
I don't have ears. I have ears, I just don't have earlobes.
Oh, sorry. I was going to draw no attention to it, and then
God.
Andalosite decided to draw direct attention to it.
I thought of it so aggressively when you said it. You said it in a way I couldn't think about anything else. What do you mean? You set me up for that.
I'm quite all right. It's okay. I know, believe it or not, I know what I look like. And that in certain ways I'm physiologically different from the people of this world.
Right.
Shara, not thinking, goes, there's a spell that you could have ears if you want them.
I look at her.
And she goes, oh, and she goes back to working on this stuff.
And now I'm picturing myself with whatever color you are ears on the rest of me.
I don't want you to have ears. You're perfect. You're so cool.
Thank you, Andalosite.
Yes. Anyway, sure. We'll meet you at the cart is what was happening.
I will deliver them post haste.
All right. Okay, come on.
Thank you both.
They nod, and Shara looks fully embarrassed as you all leave.
I go up to Shara and go, it's okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. I haven't slept. So
it's okay. If you had meant ill with it, I might have taken offense.
I lean over Kieran.
You clearly
and
were trying to come up with a solution, and
Yeah.
you were trying to be helpful, and I appreciate that.
yeah,
I'm on Kieran's shoulder, and I'm like, "You're my best friend in this whole world, Shara."
You are too, and to say, yes, okay. Well, I thank you.
Well, are you also here?
What?
We're like. I do this. It's you can see he's trying to figure out what the word to describe what him and Weller are.
And to the side, I speak 5 languages. I think you can find the word that's appropriate in any of them.
We're friendly associates.
Oh,
Colleagues.
your colleagues. Oh, yes. Okay,
Colleagues is a great word for it.
sure. Yes. Well, I will deliver them to the cart.
Thank you, colleague. Let's go.
All right. As you leave, you hear him say to Shara, "And then when did you become best friends?" And that's all you hear as you guys walk out.
I knew it.
There's coffee cup clinking on the saucer.
Yes, because of course he's pouring into a coffee cup that's on a saucer flying through the air.
Weller is definitely the kind of person that thinks that everyone thinks that they're best friends with him.
I don't know if Weller
very
knows
funny.
what friends are, but he's yeah. All right. So you all regather. And then as you head out to the cart sometime later, eventually Weller appears, and he has in a beautiful box, wrapped, and it's a deep kind of sapphire shimmery box with a beautiful purple ribbon around it that matches the cloak that he always wears. And he kind of hands one to each of you, hands one to Bonnie, hands one to Kieran, Andalis, Ravik, and Lucky, and then looks at them for a second and goes, oh, nope. And he takes the one from Bonnie and switches it with the one that he handed to Kieran. And then he's like, well, Of course, if anything goes wrong with them, you did not pay, so there's no refund, but I'll happily repair any mishaps. It's quite simple. If you do not know how to do magic, the way that these will work is if somebody is within, I think it's about 100 feet or so, and you look in the direction that you think that they are, you can speak directly into their minds using this. It is one-way communication, but then they can respond, of course, and it doesn't have to be somebody who has these earrings, these devices. And so you could use them to communicate with other people as well, but you all will have direct access back and forth. Hopefully.
Are they like actual earrings or are they like pinch on?
So you go and open them and so they have settled on kind of like a cuff style. So it has like a piece that cuffs at the top of your ear. And then there's like a slight chain that dangles to a piece that cuffs onto your earlobe. They are not, yeah, they're not like, you don't have to actually have pierced ears to wear them. They just kind of cuff in place. But as you put it on, Bonnie, you feel like it's specifically designed to be on a certain part of your ear. And as you're going to put it on your ear, you can feel the chain stretch so that you can clip it onto the right parts of your ear. And it kind of shrinks to fit everyone else's ears based on their size. Kieran, when you open yours, it's a kind of a banded choker that would kind of like rest in your, like in the point of your clavicle.
Okay.
So that it can hear like, it doesn't require to hear your voice, but it kind of has that impression of like a mic that's sitting right in your clavicle.
Okay.
Cool.
Love that Bonnie's is sitting like up here.
Yeah. But it just looks like a chained, like if you had a double piercing that was bound by a chain. Yeah.
It's like the Bajoran ear thing. Yeah.
It's very Bajoran. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure since you both worked on this, it's perfect. So.
Well, I don't know how much you know about Shara's ability to enchant things, but it is sometimes haphazard, sometimes quite effective. And so Shara is actually responsible for the design portion mostly and how the runes sit in the device. I carved the runes myself.
Thank you.
Can't tell if you're complimenting her or sliding her, and
I don't know.
I'm thinking it's both, actually.
Perhaps.
Well, considering she helped with your rush order, maybe you should be a little nicer about it.
Quite thankful. This probably would have taken an additional day.
Exactly.
Okay,
is there a...
We better check. We better test these out and make sure that they work. And Bonnie's gonna look at Ravik. And then say out loud, Ravik, can you hear me?
So, Ravik, you hear both in your head and out loud. So it's like this weird, like your ears and your brain are processing Bonnie's voice. So there's this weird reverby echo that happens.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's like an echo.
Okay, great. Andulasite, can you hear me?
Bonnie, you don't have to talk. When you do it,
okay, Kieran, can you hear me?
Thoughts. No, just
Lucky,
think it.
Lucky, can you hear me, Lucky? And
Lucky just shakes his head.
Think the words, Bonnie.
This goes on.
At this point, Weller kind of leans over to you, Kieran, and says, I had thought that I should put an activation word in the spell. Perhaps it was an oversight on my part. Not to have an activation word.
No, I think it's probably better, because when all things go crazy, I'm not sure everyone here would remember to say the activation word.
That is fair.
So we may be getting more messages than we would otherwise, but we're not going to miss one that would be of vital importance in an opportune moment.
That would be important. Yes. Well, again, and he kind of speaks loud enough for everyone here. If something, if there's any elements of the design or it doesn't work properly, please let me know. And feel free to tell Admis that it was a good job.
We'll give you a good review.
He holds up a thing for a tip. No.
I know, really, it feels like that. Is there anything you want us to look for while we're out? That would be helpful.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you're all traveling to parts unknown. If you see anything that might be useful, always in I don't think you'll probably find dragon's blood. Or, any kind of magical creature essences that might be useful in enchanting. You might check in with Felinor. I'm sure the herbalists or the herbalism department may be looking for particular plants of interest. But other than that...
If we find any spores, molds, or fungi, we will be sure to give it to Felinor.
Just because those are his foci does not mean that they are the only things of interest to his profession.
He does get the most
I thought he liked
excited.
fungi.
Fos is Bonnie? Is that a joke, Bonnie?
What's a foci?
If you have to ask, you don't need to know.
Okay, well, I hope that you all have a safe journey. He turns and walks away, and you just hear mumbling foci, fungi. Those words don't sound similar as he's walking away.
We're that good with jokes.
Did I say
All
something
right.
funny?
Honey, you are a delight no matter what you say.
Thank you, Kieran.
All right.
And I will have messaged that while saying it out loud to Bonnie.
Bonnie just says it out loud.
All
This is going to be
that
a thing,
work-
by the way. If y'all message Bonnie something with she's going to reply
all that
verbally.
work, all that arcane work.
There's a bit of a learning curve.
I know, it's like teaching your mom to text.
Oh my god.
Wait till Bonnie discovers emojis.
Oh no.
She's just going to say smiley face.
Real.
Well, we're heading off.
Yeah, let's strike out.
All right.
Yeah,
So
how's the wind?
the wind is always pretty steady here in the foothills of the mountains. So you got a good enough wind to get the kite up. And you know that you've traveled south before heading towards that lake because you guys had to curve down around the forest to go up further north. Were you all headed towards so your loop was either the mysterious vanishing village.
We were starting with the cave, and we're going to end up in the Vanishing Village.
End at the Vanishing Village. All right, cool. So you're heading directly due south along the foothills of the mountain. Based on the map that they gave you and any, the scouts probably would have filled you in. Where's my list of scouts? So Thresh or Antiope probably would have filled you in, or Lucky in, when they delivered the material to them, that your cart probably won't be able to take you all the way to the cavern, but you could get to the base of the hill that it's in, and it's a little bit of a hike up into the hills to where the cavern's kind of nestled in before the southern edge of that mountain chain really forms. So it's kind of nestled in there, but you could your cart will be able to take you directly south. And the wind is coming off the mountains, so you can angle the cart the correct way to get there. All right. So you all, Bonnie driving, typically someone needs to keep an eye out on the road for Bonnie, who'd like to do the perception checks for helping navigate.
I'm +8.
Okay. Go, Karen, and make your...
You
could either do survival or perception.
Okay. My perception's definitely my best.
Kieran could lead me into a hole, and I would just go. I'd be like, "Yep." It's like,
We found a hole! That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right. So as you are traveling, the morning, there's a little bit of morning mist in the air, kind of hanging in in the lower spaces between the hills up into the mountains. And the way the mountain structure here is, it follows the coastline down, and then it curves along the southern coastline of High Wall. So you're kind of just following that curve a little bit. And you're driving out in kind of open fields, over hills. There's no path or carts or path or tracks or anything here. But you're able to help Bonnie avoid any large boulders or rocks or anything that might come into your path. Of interest, you see some kind of flora and fauna that you haven't encountered yet. Here in like the foothill areas of the further you get from the taller mountains that are kind of north as you head south, you start to see these interesting like 6-legged lizard-like creatures. They have kind of a brownish red patterning in their scales, and they've got 6 arms, and the front arms are a little diminutive compared to the back 2, and so occasionally you'll see them like see another one and they'll rear up on just their back 2 legs and kind of like swing their front arms at each other in conflict, but you also see them like using them to like grab beetles and help get them into their mouths, or they like hunker down on all 6 and like tear quickly, and you can tell that they're faster than the cart when they run at full speed. And then you also see some of the goats that the goats that the giants have bred and keep in their base or in their village. You can see that the wild versions of those are here. These huge like woolly goats with because they're not kempt and trimmed the way that the ones in the giants village are for their fur. They're just like these kind of like their hair dangles in mats over their eyes, and their horns kind of curl up with like hair that's kind of tangles up into them, and you see them kind of like jumping up onto rocks and over mountains or over the hills and things as you go. But these are massive, like 6 foot tall at their shoulder goats. But other than that, like it's a clear, beautiful morning. And there's no clouds or threat of rain in the sky that you can see. And it takes about, 9 hours. It takes about 6 hours or so at the kind of the weaving back course that Bonnie has to go to get to the base of the hills, where you kind of think based on how they drew it, it seemed like a point where 3 hills meet, and then the cavern was marked on one of them. You kind of find this lee in there where you can park the cart, and as the sun is starting to tip over into afternoon, make your way up into the hills and try to find where this cavern is.
Are the hills alive?
The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Do they have eyes?
And they're eating children.
Oh no.
Josh, can I have rolled to get some fauna while we're traveling too?
Yeah, absolutely. So like the cart, because the wind is technically traveling east, Bonnie has had to kind of do this switchback maneuver to stay with the wind, which is why it's taken a little bit longer than it would have otherwise. So it would be easier enough for any of you to get out of the cart, scavenge a little bit, and then run to catch up with the cart. So go ahead and make a survival check.
With my broom.
Oh yeah, and with your broom you've got that. So go ahead and make a survival check with advantage because of your background. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that's really good. I got 22, I think.
22. Okay, yeah. So as you kind of get out and you're exploring as you're traveling, flying over, you see like any of the like shadowy pockets in the hills. You do see some of the evidence of those vines that you guys saw in the forest, but they're huddled in the shadows. They don't come out into the sunlight. But you find, let's see, 22. So one thing that you notice is that there's a lot of belladonna that grows here. As well as nightshade. So if either of those would be of interest to you in the construction of poisons.
I've got a poisoner's kit.
Yeah, you can grab some of those. And then in the terms of just like herbal remedy type things, you find like in the shadow of some of the kind of copse of trees that are on the edge of these hills, you find wild shishido, so like wild tea plants, as well as lavender and lilac.
Yay. And then just like some of the newer weird fauna you were saying that we had discovered, or is that it?
So far you haven't seen anything other than like the vines that are super strange or weird. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Perfect.
Yeah. You do occasionally like those flowers that are in the village. Those are, you definitely see some of those, but you're familiar with those, and so those ones are there. All right.
Got his little scythe clipping.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then but you guys get
miniature scythe.
It's a sickle. It's like one of those little hand ones.
Yeah, little hand scythe. Mm-hmm. Okay. As you guys park the cart, you're kind of, these three hills have curved around to form this little valley, and you're in the shadow of one of them at this point as the sun is kind of on that side of it. And it's a little chilly here up in the mountains, but the wind isn't blowing too heavily in this space, so it's comfortable enough. And you've got the kind of three hills here. The drawing wasn't great, and they didn't give tons of great detail, other than that at night they saw it because the cavern was glowing at night, and so that's kind of how they saw it. But you are free to go up into the hills to try to find it without waiting for dark if you don't want to.
Sure.
Yeah.
At least get close.
Okay. Yeah. So you climb up. Oh, I'm getting a return. So you climb up into the hills. Who's leading our excursion up and would like to roll the survival checks here?
Kieran the lead.
Yeah, I'll be second in line.
I would follow him anywhere.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check, Kieran.
That is a 13.
A 13. Okay. So you guys kind of get up into the hills, and it's very shrubby here. And there are some tall grasses, but a lot of just very tight shrubs that do have to deal with winds coming down out of the hills when they get heavy. And there's like, the goats are kind of off over in the distance, but you're not running into a ton of flora or fauna here that's not just shrubs. There is a couple, like you see a few snakes that you startle and they scatter off into the shrubs as you pass up. But you have to kind of switch back up into the hills, and you're climbing kind of the taller of the three. And you finally, after about an hour, get to the top, having to kind of go up some screes and rocks and things, and you get to the top of this hill, and you're looking out, and with your vision, Kieran, you can see why it might be difficult, because in the area beyond these three hills, there's kind of, it dips down into a little valley and then rises up into the base of where these two mountains are meeting. And you can see a number of small caverns that are probably naturally occurring here in the side of where these two mountains have met. One of the caverns is up, like the higher cavern up on the side of one of the mountains. It looks kind of precarious. There's one like right in the crook of where like the two mountains kind of meet in a space, and it's like the water or something has carved a hole there. And then the other larger cavern, or of the three largest caverns that you can see, is further down into the valley between the hill you're on and those mountains, kind of at the base. So you got those three that you could choose to explore.
Can we make any inference from the drawings that we have the map as to which is more likely.
So unfortunately, because the map was drawn at a more regional scale, you know that you're probably in the right space because where they put the point is in the space where these two mountains are meeting. But there's the three. And the way they described it was that like there was a mysterious bluish fog which glowed at night. And they had camped nearby, which is why they saw it. And the fog had dispersed in the morning. And so like what you'd be looking for is kind of a fog coming out of but that apparently is only happening during the nighttime.
I'm going to look for the campsite.
Okay. Go ahead and make another survival check.
Anybody want to help me?
Yeah.
I can help.
If anyone's proficient in survival, they can help.
I'm
Survival? Oh, yeah.
Okay, then you are. Then you can use advantage with Andalusite's help.
That is.
I like pushed you out of the way, Ravik. I'm like, I'm helping Mr. Riften right now.
What was that, Kieran?
22.
22. Yeah. So it doesn't take too long, like up from this vantage point, like looking around, you do see like this is a very undisturbed area. So anything's going to stand out. And you do see like down on the others, like going down on the other side of this hill into the valley a little bit, you see a space where it's clear that someone has cut away the surrounding foliage. And there's a fire pit in the middle that has been covered up. But you can see kind of the remnants of ash or things in that space where they clearly were. And you know that like if you got to that position and you could probably imagine from there which of these three caverns they would have the best view of.
Well, since it's getting late, let's go there and can kind of set it up as a base camp. And then we can go into the cavern from there.
Okay, that works.
Have dinner, then go and do more scouting.
Okay. So you guys make your way down the hill to where Thresh and Tyapi and Harold had set up camp before. And you can kind of like dig out the dirt that they'd covered over the fire pit and build up a little small fire here to make a little dinner. And looking at these spaces, Kieran, you know that it's probably not the cliff that's down in the valley because it's completely obscured from your vision here. You can see both of the other cliffs or the other caverns from this position. But based on the information that they gave you, you think it's probably the one that's in the crook of the two because you can actually kind of see into the entrance, whereas the other one, it's just like you're seeing like over a lip into the roof of the entrance of the cavern, whereas the other one, you can actually see the entrance of the cavern.
And if fog were pooling, it makes sense that they would have described it as cascading over.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like grass right before it gets up into the cavern, or is it like rock?
So it's kind of there's like rocky scree that has fallen from the mountain and has filled in like the entrance there. And so there probably was grass there at some point, but maybe there was an avalanche of stone or something that covered it. It's not high enough that like vegetation would be dead on the side of the mountain. So there's rocks that are leading up into the cavern. And there is a stream of water that probably originates inside the cavern and it appears out of that rocky scree going through that little valley area. And so there's probably water or something that's feeding that as well.
Okay.
If you've ever been in a high water, like a high altitude, like creek bed or river, whatever, there's always like large boulders that are kind of filling the base of the creek bed. That's kind of what you're seeing here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll save this trick for another night, but I was trying to think of ways to capitalize on the staff of flowers.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, if I use Mimosa pudica, also known as touch-me-nots, if someone brushes into them, the leaves close up. And so I was like, if we actually plant these in front of a cave entrance, we'll tell if someone left it.
Oh yeah. You could always set them up around your cart to see if anybody's bothered your cart.
Okay, good idea. I'm going to do that.
Cool.
Retcon.
Yeah, retcon. You did that before you left the cart. Yeah. All right. And so after a little kind of mid-afternoon dinner. You're kind of, it's like probably, let's see, if you left it like 6 hours.
We had dinner.
Yeah, you had like lunch dinner. And so you guys are,
as my society calls it.
Litter. You guys are sitting out, or looking out towards the cavern, and you can head that way if you like, whenever you're ready.
I think we're ready. Well, let's do it.
Right then, off we go.
Okay. Are you because of the amount of rocky scree, it's going to take acrobatics or athletics checks from everybody just to make sure you're not like falling in the scree or anything like that. And then are you approaching the cavern with any kind of stealth, or are you just coming up to the cavern?
Oh, stealth.
Okay, so acrobatics, athletics checks for everybody, and then do those first, because that will determine whether your stealth check is at advantage or disadvantage.
Let's see how I do, everyone.
You're
16.
on a broom, so it doesn't matter for you.
Oh, amazing. My broom.
16, you can
Goodbye.
roll the stealth check with advantage, Kieran.
Goodbye, everyone. I have a broom.
Oh, crap.
Oh, that's never good.
That's a 13 with advantage.
I mean, hey, at least it's not below a 10.
Yeah.
Do we all have an advantage or just them?
No. You have to roll your acrobatics or athletics check first to determine whether you can have advantage or disadvantage on your stealth check.
Okay, so I already have disadvantage because of the armor I'm wearing.
Well, so roll your acrobatics or athletics check because you might get a straight roll out of it.
Cool. I got a 9 on my
Nope, you still have a disadvantage on stealth. So go ahead and roll disadvantage on stealth. And then Ravik.
Okay, Robert got a natural 20 on the acrobatics.
Then you definitely have advantage on your stealth roll.
All right, I only got a
Let
14.
me roll for.
Not bad for disadvantage.
I rolled a natural. Is that a 1?
Enigma got a 1.
Did I roll a 1 for Lucky? Oh, no, that's a 7. Okay.
Oh, for Lucky. Okay.
So Lucky didn't. So it's just a straight roll for stealth.
Well, I got
17 for stealth. Okay.
an 18. That brings the group up.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a group check. All right. So as you guys are, you come down like the grassy, shrubby hill, and you get to the base, and there is a small creek that's running through here. It's not fed by a large rush of water. And then you start making your way up to the cavern entrance. And at first it's just kind of like loose stone. And so you kind of feel your feet slipping in the scree a little bit. And then eventually you're having to kind of crawl over kind of larger boulders and pull yourself up. At some point, Bonnie slips and is about to fall in between two of the large boulders. And if you've ever been to, I don't know, like the beach where there's like boulders stacked on top of each other, if you were to fall between two of them, it would be the end of the world, but it would be difficult to get Bonnie out. But Ravik is able to kind of quickly step over and catch Bonnie and prevent her from falling deeper in. And then you continue to move through and up into the base entrance of the cavern. And as soon as you get to the edge, it doesn't take a perception or an investigation check to feel like there's a wind blowing out of the cavern. And you guys have been underground. Like cavern systems tend to have like almost like a natural air conditioned environment. They're always a comfortable certain temperature. This is not a comfortable certain temperature. This is like 15 or 20 degrees colder than it should like naturally be. And there is a steady wind coming out, and you can even see a little bit deeper into the cavern where water is filtering through the substrate and is coming out of the ceiling. And instead of like, it's not forming stalactites, but there are like icicles forming in the mouth of the cave, where the water is freezing a little bit from the wind and the cold in the cavern. And so it'd be very easy to understand like all this cold air coming out and meeting the rising sun air, you know, or the late night air, like the amount of fog that would pour out of this in the right conditions. If you'd like to make an investigation.
Think of the Prince of Frost.
If you'd like to make an investigation or perception check at the entrance, they did say that they saw figures of blue crystal walking out of the cavern and fading as the fog dispersed. So you can look to see if there's any evidence of any of that you're seeing here.
I rolled a 4.
22.
22.
Nice.
Kieran,
It's a little cold.
Kieran, as you're looking, there are footprints coming in and out of the in the muddy parts where the creek is coming out of the center of the cavern. You can't obviously see footprints in the rocks, but in like the mud and the silt that's gathered there, you do see footprints. They are not humanoid feet. They are maybe a little more angular, maybe a little shorter than like a human's foot would be, and no evidence of toes.
Would that be similar to the creatures we've met before that are the blue temple tenders?
Oh, the blue temple tenders.
The guys like when the when we fell into the pool and there were the figures of blue that we got the dust the aether hulks, the aether husks. Yes.
Yeah. So in both of the locations where you saw aether husks, they kind of took on like a mannequin look. And so they didn't have like defined feet structures, but their feet were more human shaped than these feet are.
Okay.
But they also, I don't think that would necessarily rule those out here, just because in both you've only encountered them twice and they were slightly different in both places. But they tended to kind of have a more humanoid shape, and so their feet were slightly more humanoid. No.
Would these be humanoid as an ether husk inspired by a dwarf?
Make an intelligence check.
Intelligence, that's a 9. I got no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think like as much as like I think Rob asking that question out into the universe and Kieran also just asking that question out in the universe and the universe not providing an answer.
Could be.
Yeah.
Might not.
Do I even see what you're looking at, or am I just like...
If you see Kieran over there staring at something, then you probably would see it. Yeah.
Kieran's really interested in that lichen.
You see, Angelus is just standing super close to you, Bonnie, because he's cold.
Speaking of lichen and dulicite, there are like lichen moss and mold like growing all around the entrance
into the jars,
because it is a warm environment. Go ahead and make a nature check for me.
Let me get some of that moss. Let me get some of that mold, Josh. You know what I'm about in your game.
Mm-hmm.
It's harvesting some mold. I got 15.
15. Yeah. So a couple of the lichen and moss varieties that you find here are pretty typical. There's one in particular that's like this beautiful moss that spreads over things, and it normally sprouts these like small, tiny yellow flowers when it gets enough sunlight. And the lichen is just typical cave lichen for the most part. There are 3 or 4 examples of lichen that you find that are different than the others. And you can't tell if it's purely because of temperature or whether maybe they're not healthy, but they look frostburned. But they also don't seem to be dead.
Oh yeah, give me some of that.
Like it looks like a plant that's been like frozen or flash frozen, but is still thriving enough to be alive. Like when you pull it, its root structure is, whatever it's their what's lichen in moss, whatever the F word is. Their root structure is present and it's healthy. It grips to the stone. You have to pull it off and scrape it off. But it does look like it has been frost burned.
That does not bode well for us.
And it's a type of lichen that you're not familiar with.
All right, put that in a vial for me.
And a vial for...
Felinor gave you vials specifically for things like this.
Oh, absolutely.
And there are some molds and things too here. None of which are like the dangerous types of molds that you need to look out for, but they are there.
All right. Excellent. Yeah, we should definitely be careful of ice here. Something is happening.
All right.
That's all I got.
Travel further into the cave, or
Okay. So you just you walking into the cave, Ravik. So as soon as you get like, because of where this is located in the crevice of these two mountains, it is very immediately shadowed, and the light does not travel far into the cavern. How are you? I mean, Lucky can provide light if you'd like, or if you, but that will immediately give away your position. It's kind of up to you.
I have a dark vision.
Yeah, if you have dark vision, you can see, but I think you are the only person with dark vision here.
Oh.
I think Lucky's glasses allow them to see in dark vision, but other than that,
why don't you scout about 40 feet ahead of us?
Yeah,
and that way when we bring
scout,
and then we'll be behind with torches so we can see, but that way you can see something before our light hits it.
And you can you can message us.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'll very timidly and cautiously step out in front and kind of make my way down.
You hear in your head, I'm like, you got this, Ravik. I could tell you this because of the earrings.
If something happens to me, just take care of Enigma. That's all I ask.
Please don't let something happen to you.
All right. So Ravik, as you just said, Enigma like is there, and then the moment like realizes that Ravik is going alone, you see like his wings spread out of Ravik's pack, and he lifts out of Ravik's pack and then flies backwards and lands on Andalusite's shoulder. And he just goes, "Let us know if it's dangerous."
Thank you.
Thanks, little buddy. All right, I'll head inside.
All right.
I'll go ahead and have my crossbow. I'll pull out one of my rods and activate a crossbow and just have it trained just in case.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check as you're entering into the cavern.
Oh, very good at not horrible at those. 18.
18. So as you come in, you're navigating up the kind of the rock scree, and there's a little bit more moisture in here. You can tell that the creek is probably just fed by water filtering through the ground here, and there's constant like dripping sound. Although like immediately crossing out of any hint of sunlight, Ravik is chilled by the temperature here. It's very cold. It's almost as if something is sucking the heat out of the chamber. And you're climbing up for a while, and you all watch as Ravik disappears out of sight deeper into the cavern, and you're kind of climbing up until you get to a flat place where there's a small little stream of water that's coming out of the wall on one side, and then it's curving up and then meeting with all of these drops of water coming from the ceiling to form the small creek that's heading out. And then it seems like the interior of the cavern from that point forward is a little bit cooler, or is a little bit drier. It does split here. So there's a portion of the cavern that kind of curves up and to the left, and another one that curves to the right, and you see that it then goes into a drop, so it's going down to your right. So which way would you like to go?
Is there any glow coming from either one of them?
Ravik does not see any hint of fire or glow from either side.
Do I have any rope, or I guess I would have
you would have rope, yeah.
Flies would be things.
Explorers would have rope.
Actually, I'm gonna start to the one that goes, you said, to the left.
There's one that kind of goes up to the left, and then one that goes to the right and then seems to then curve down.
I'm gonna start with the one that goes up first because I figure it's a little bit more difficult to climb back up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If I go to the one that's like pitched down, I have to do some climbing up. I'm gonna start with the one that goes up and explore for a little bit and see what I find. If I don't find anything, I'll turn back around.
Okay. Go ahead and make another perception check as you're heading to the left.
Big money, no worries.
20, not natural.
20. Okay. So you head to the left. You kind of, it's a little like you at some point have to kind of get down on your hands a little bit to help you pull up. It's a little bit of a high incline here. You get to the top and then it opens up not into a large cavern, but there is like the passage here was probably 10 feet wide, and then this opens up to probably 15 or 20 feet on either side. And then it seems to go a little bit and then narrows back into an exit that goes kind of straight ahead to the extent of your dark vision. This one has taller ceilings here, and there are some stalactites present in this space. But you do notice that like it's not quite as cold in this chamber as it was in the where you just came from. Like you climbed a little higher and the temperature leveled out a little bit. Yeah.
So not as cold, and that's one thing I was going to ask. Any evidence of anyone traveling this way with the 20?
Yeah. So it's hard on the kind of the dry, stony surface to see if there's any. You do see elements of like shuffling in the dust, but it's hard to know if it was a person walking through or an animal or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I figured if we were like coming from an area that had that little creek, and this is a more of a dry area, would I see something like a trail of wet, prints? So
if you look down, because you had to like climb up to where this is, if you look down, like there is evidence. You see like evidence of maybe the goats or something that have maybe in a rainstorm or something, they come up in here to escape from the rain. But other than that, it's the anything that's going in the water is either dried out or hasn't left enough of an impact for you to see any tracks.
Okay. I think I'm satisfied. I've satisfied my curiosity in this area.
Okay.
I'm going to turn back and let the crew know, like, they kind of explored up to this.
Yeah. So the way that the message works, you've got about 100 feet. You're more than 100 feet. So you will always have to return back to the junction in order to get to the distance to the front of the cave.
All right. I'll get back and let them know when I get back to the area where I'm in range. Hey, I checked that upper area. Didn't really see too much. And got the temperature kind of leveled out. I think I'm going to try the other one to the right that pitches down.
If it's all right by you, I think we could stage up to where the divide is happening, and that way we're closer to you.
That sounds like a good idea.
So that if you do find something down the thing, you don't have to come all the way back, and if you get into trouble, we're closer.
Okay. Yeah. As you come in, Lucky taps Kieran's blade and the light spell goes off. So at least those of you without dark vision in this area, you can see. And then you move up to beyond where the creek is formed so you can get out of the wetness around your feet. And you all do notice that if you move a little bit up to the left, like just slightly up that, it's almost like the cold air is sitting here, like the cold air is heavier, and so it's filling up this lower portion, but then you can rise up above it, and it's not like hot, but it's like typical cave system temperature when you get a little bit higher.
What we're looking for is most likely down then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely anticipating finding something of interest.
Yeah, I've started like knitting Enigma a little like cat hat.
Oh,
For his little ears,
Little booties.
so he doesn't get cold.
Kieran has also started knitting.
Yeah.
Yay!
Enigma's just sitting watching both of you knit, and like his tail is like following your motions as he's just watching you. But then Ravik, you're going to the right.
Yeah. Before I go, I'm gonna tap into the sight and mage armor
Thank you.
Just in case you need to rush down and save a damsel in distress. And I'm gonna...
What?
I'm the damsel. Just...
Oh, well, yeah, you're very damsel-like. It makes sense.
All right. And I'm gonna mage armor myself. And I'm going to head down the path.
Okay. So you head to the right and the temperature stays cold as you're going, and it kind of goes a little bit and then it begins to go downward. It's not a super steep downward trajectory, so you don't have to make an acrobatics or athletics check. But you begin that process. Go ahead and make another perception check for this side.
Sure. Almost hit persuasion. 14.
14. Okay. So as you're heading down, you get to a point where like you can tell like it goes down and then there's suddenly like a little drop and then it flattens out into another path. It's only like a 5-foot drop. It's not anything that's going to require you anything, but if you want to tie off your rope, you do notice that it's there, so you're not going to like tumble into it, but you are like, it drops off and then it's like the ceiling comes down a little bit, so you're gonna have to hunch over. Like once you drop down, you're gonna have to hunch over, and but the path levels out and goes straight ahead, and you can't see where it goes because there's like this ledge that's blocking your view.
Okay. I'll go ahead and climb the ledge.
Okay. Do you tie off your rope?
Yes, just because the DM suggested it. And
well, it makes logical sense. So, okay.
You would.
So
He's a pirate.
You tie off your rope. You climb down. It's only 5 feet. You drop down. And now that you're down here, you can see that like beyond where your dark vision goes, this is like 3 feet tall. It's still like 10 or 15 feet wide. It's just like the seam in the rock here is a little bit tighter. You're gonna have to get on your hands and knees and crawl through. But you can tell that
don't worry, he's used to it.
You can tell that there is there's a larger cavern beyond here. And you can see like your vision goes out 60 feet and then there's nothing, but you can see somewhere at the edge of that cavern there is a source of light. It's just enough that like you're catching it, but it's like your dark vision goes out to a certain point and ends. That light is only providing enough light from its distance, so there's this like gap in your vision between where your dark vision ends and where that light starts. So you think it's probably at least 200 feet away or so.
To crawl?
No. So you got to crawl, and then there's an opening where like this cavern opens up, and somewhere at the end of that cavern there is a light of some kind.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So I'll make my way through.
Okay. So you're making your way through. 14 on your thing. Okay. So you do like with a 14 in this little like 3 foot whatever, you do see your first bones.
Huh. But before I did that, I would want to message back and kind of let the crew know where I am and kind of what I'm perceiving. And as far as the depth of the, how far I've traveled, how far in I am.
You're about to be out of range of message. So yeah, that's probably a good place to do it.
Should we stage up to the drop now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, so if they want to send like 1 or 2 people to a little bit closer to where we can kind of do a chain of communication, or if they all want to come up, kind of.
I think we all come up, to where the rope's tied off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right, so you all move up, and eventually you see like the light from Kieran's sword lighting up the chamber above you, Ravik, as you're getting ready to crawl through this more tight space.
I feel a bit better now.
Okay, but you do, as you're moving through that space, you do see your first set of bones.
There are bones down here, people.
Come back.
What kind of bones?
Looking at them, Ravik, make a nature check.
Not moving.
Make a nature.
Not moving? Did you say not moving?
Make a nature or medicine check. Yeah.
I think they're dead.
Well, in this world that we are in the fantasy world, not
Now,
actually.
as a pirate, I think animated bones is something that probably would
That's true.
previously. So making that distinction. Oh, a natural 20, a 21.
Okay. So medicine check. They're not human. You find the bones, and like the femur is larger than like your leg. So you get this, like, these are not human bones. And you do find evidence of like a horn. So you think these might be goat bones.
A goat that big?
It's one of the mountain goats. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's 6 foot tall mountain goats.
Oh, okay.
You don't think that it but also you're crawling as you do this, and Ravik is thinking like, I imagine that Rava would wonder, why is the goat's bones here? Because this isn't a place a goat would naturally want to come.
Yeah. That's odd. Yeah, I'll relay that back to the crew.
Oh, I'm like grabbing Bonnie's arm, and I'm like, I think you should go back. I
haven't really found anything besides.
I think he's gonna be fine.
It's not a goat. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
And if
But
he
what
hears
if
him
it's dark
screaming,
and they think he's a goat?
The goat's already.
then we'll
dead.
hear him scream, and we'll come and help him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
The
All right, I'll push forward.
Room bear from Elden Ring is about to pop out.
I could hear that scream anywhere.
All right, so you keep crawling forward.
Yep.
Okay, 14 on your perception check. You crawl.
Roll a new one.
Nope, that was for this area. So you crawl through. You notice the bones, and you crawl through a little bit more. You notice the bones again, and after about 60 feet or so, you realize that like the rock has left your back, and so you can kind of start to rise up, and you have now a better view of this cavern. It looks like a naturally formed cavern. There is like a high path off to your left that you don't know how you would get up to, and then it terminates. This cavern kind of terminates to your right, but that source of light is straight ahead, but it's still beyond 60 feet because whatever the source of light is, it's not meeting your dark vision. So there's still a gap in your vision between it and the source of light, but it is straight ahead from you across this cavern. There are large like boulder formations in the ground. If you've ever seen like where like limestoney or silty water has splashed over rocks and over time built up what looks like these like curtains of rock over the top of areas, you see some of that here. Like this used to be a wet space and it's very dry now. But 14's not enough for this. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
All the blasted places to be a regular con save.
Yeah.
Advantage against being charmed.
No.
And magic can't put me to sleep.
Nope.
Okay.
This is very natural. This is very, very nature.
An 8.
An 8. Okay. So as you kind of rise up and step, right, and you're kind of exploring the space, you take a step forward and another step forward. And the first thing that you notice is just like, it is cold here. Like there's something in this space. You can tell it's not like unnaturally caused, but you can tell that there's something here that is like, it's living in this cold environment. And it's the type of cold environment that seeks out the heat around it. And as you step in, like you suddenly feel like this idea that like you are a beacon of heat in an environment that wishes it was warm. And suddenly this explosion of a spore cloud at your feet shoots up. And a 13 Constitution save is not enough. So
it was an 8.
Sorry, 13 was the DC. Okay, hold on. Where's my... Okay.
This is going to leave a mark.
Oh no, I got cold spores.
Okay.
Make us sad for that.
Ravik, you take 38 points of necrotic damage.
Jesus God.
Kick a half elf while he's down.
38 points of necrotic damage. And your maximum hit points also fall by 38 points.
What?
As what you have done is you have in this cold environment, feeding in, like, something has grown here, and it doesn't like the cold, and so it sucks the heat from its environment. And it is mostly comatose at this point because there is no heat left to suck from this environment. And something very warm just set foot here. And it wants you. I'm going to let you roll a history check because you may have encountered these in your journey, and I want you to know how much danger you're in.
A history? Where's my history?
I don't have to roll a history check to know a lot of danger if it just did 98 hit points. I mean, 38 hit points.
Yeah, right. 22 histories.
Yeah, the number of times that you've heard stories of sailors who've traveled into sea caves and have uncovered very like a cold environment where something cold was growing, and they didn't get out in time. They're ghost stories. So you have a moment here to get back away from where this is, but I'll let you know that it grows towards heat. So you are going to make an acrobatics check to get back into the tunnel and away from the source of whatever this is.
An acrobatics check?
Or you can do something else if you'd like to.
Yeah, hold on. Let me see.
What you know about this is that whatever it is, it feeds on heat.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Damn it. Do I not have any? That's force. God, no useful spells here. I thought I maybe had...
Fall back.
I'm going to.
I'm just imagining what Fireball would do. That this thing would, instead of destroying it, exactly. Feed off of it and just.
I was going to like firebolt across the room or something and then run in the opposite direction, but I don't have that. So can I Misty Step as far back as I can?
Yeah, you can Misty Step back into the cavern. Yep. So you disappear and you appear, whatever is it 60 feet or 30 feet?
30 feet.
30 feet back into the cavern. You kind of like bump your head as you pop back into that space. But you are now, you're far out of its ability to grow to catch up with you if you want to crawl back to your friends. But you saw a source of light across this cavern, but there is something dangerous between you and that source of light.
Yeah. I'm going to crawl back in. As I'm crawling, frantically relate to my friends and express to them how dangerous this is. You know, this is like one of those pirate stories you hear about. Old Purplebeard, never heard from again because of a ghost cavern.
Did you know Purplebeard?
I was a good man, Purplebeard. Wouldn't turn my back on him, but
that's canon now. That's
canon now. Purplebeard.
Purplebeard exists.
Why would Bonnie know about Purplebeard? I don't know.
and Kieran, you know, being blue himself, is naturally assuming that Purplebeard is purple with a beard.
Yeah. Purplebeard. Nice. Andalus.
He was really fond of ube.
Based on what Ravik has just told you, you know exactly what he ran into. You have discovered patches of brown mold.
I see.
Feeds on heat. Any like if you were to walk into that room with a torch, you like that's the horror story, right? Like a sailor walking through a cavern with a torch ahead of them. The brown mold gets the torch and it just grows over the sailor to get to the heat and absorbs them, basically. Thankfully, Ravik didn't have a heated light source on him at the time. So you know that like whatever you have to deal with this here is that it will feed on any kind of heat or fire or anything like that.
Wow, it's really good you didn't have a lantern in there. That would've been really
Thank goodness,
bad.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ravik looks like shit. Like, I think you have 20 hit points, and that's like the max that you have. Or no, you have less than that, I think.
I have like 13.
13 hit points, and that's it. Like, it's not like 13 and we can heal you from this. Yeah.
I kicked your ass.
And 13 becomes my max. Yeah, hold on.
13's just know that's your max from now until.
Sorry, Ravik.
Yeah.
I knew you should have come back.
No. It's okay. I can take a lump or two. Oh, here it is.
Ideal site. Do you put off heat?
I don't know, Josh. I don't think so.
Not any more than a person does. Mm-hmm.
But does they do as much as a person does?
Probably not as much, but there is some latent heat that's just given off from their machinery.
I have like a mechanically core, which is like running. So.
But I'm wondering that if you're cooler,
it might not. Yeah.
You're a less obvious topic, and you have a broom.
Let's see.
All you got a broom.
And
which means you wouldn't be touching the ground.
And I would say that, like, as much as the damage is necrotic damage, I still think that I still think it's the same thing as a toxin or a poison or a disease. So Andalus would be resistant to that anyway.
Yay.
Well, if it takes the cold, would adding cold to it do more damage?
Or might possibly make it more latent.
Yeah, maybe it'll slow it down a bit. It sucked all the heat out of me.
Do we have anything that makes cold? All I have is fire stuff.
Oh, well, that's the opposite of what we want. Let's see. I have. No,
I bet I can get cold if we rest.
I was gonna suggest that we maybe put up a sign so no one comes in here, and formulate a plan at the campsite.
Now, Josh, do I know that this wouldn't be what's giving off the fog, right?
No. Like, it might explain part of why the chamber is colder, but you still even, like, it's still too cold even for that. Like, you get the sense that, like, the mold probably was growing here because it wouldn't have grown to cover a whole cavern if the cavern was always that cold.
Mm-hmm.
So something has changed within the cavern that has, like, had at some point kind of decommissioned the mold, and then Ravik reactivated it, or maybe a random wandering goat kid, at some point reactivated it. That would explain the bones, right?
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check Ravik for frostbite.
No. Thank you, Bonnie. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no. He looks very much like it's almost like reverse of frost. It's like a burn marks almost, like where it touched, like the spores touched him. Like it sucked so much endemic heat out of him. It's like Ravik's own heat burned his skin.
Okay. I would like to lay on hands Ravik.
You can. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Yeah,
his max HP got.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, I didn't know he got hurt to that extent. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bonnie.
I was going.
Bonnie wouldn't have known that either, so it's okay that you did that, because then you discover, like, nothing happened. Like, none of the marks clear up on him. Like, this is something that is going to take more than just. It's going to take. Probably, you can imagine, probably time for it to go away.
If we go back to the campsite, the scouts said they saw the blue light. The light that Ravik saw is too far in to be seen here, so maybe something's coming to them. And they said they saw the figures coming out. So maybe we go back to the campsite, camp out, observe overnight. If something comes to the cave mouth outside of the danger zone, we go check it out. If not, it gives Ravik a chance to heal. It gives our spellcasters a chance to modify their spells for something that may be more effective when we come back tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's a really good idea, Kieran.
Yeah, I
like
can pick up
that
chill
idea as well.
touch. So.
And one other thing, we do have some of the ether dust with us. So whatever we have we might be able to.
Yeah, everyone's
Ramp
got their
up.
own portion, right?
Josh looks like he's about to say no.
I'll say chill touch is
Wait,
really
chill touch
is really poorly named. It's a necromancy
That's
spell.
right.
Yeah,
That's
it's
right.
like
I'm
it's
not
chill
used to
touch,
it.
like the chilling touch of the grave, not like
Yeah,
cold. You need
What I'm
cantrips. You need Ray
Well,
of Frost is the only cold cantrip.
Damn it.
what I'm wondering is also that if we did something with heat, like a fireball, and shot it to one side, would the mold chase it,
I don't think any of us.
clearing a way around the other side? Basically,
With that recommendation, Andalus would know enough to know that it grows towards heat, but it doesn't it's not like it's not like a slime or a mold where it all moves towards the heat. It just rapidly grows towards heat. So it would still be in the location where
Rob
it was
knows
before.
this.
Yeah.
Kieran doesn't.
But if Kieran said it to Andalus knows enough about
no,
it. to do
Kieran is
that, yeah.
putting this.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a great idea. So good. Honestly, incredible. Wrong. Not work, but
Yeah.
I love that train of thought.
And you just know that like anytime that it was being harvested by your trainer, the person who trained you, that she was just walking around with like a Ray of Frost spell to like keep it at bay, basically. Mm-hmm.
I think that's our best bet, is to hold up somewhere and see what comes out of the cave until we can get our spells and our strength back.
Yeah.
Unless someone else has. Does Ravik have his enchanted item?
Yeah.
What we calling them?
The divine arms. Yeah, I mean, and technically like the jet of water from an arcane jug, I believe, does cold damage.
Does it?
What's that called? It's the jug of endless water.
I think it just does bludgeoning damage.
Is it just
I
bludgeoning?
don't know.
Because a lot of water spells in D&D either do bludgeoning damage or they do cold damage, and it's always hard to know which is which. No, it's bludgeoning. So no. However, I mean, you could try it.
I mean, just throw water into that environment, it's going to freeze. Like,
Well, that's kind of what we wanted, right? Like,
yeah.
so
So
keep feet away from it.
I mean,
We just-
you know where the mold starts now if you wanted to go test it before you guys left.
I was gonna say
won't
we
be doing
could.
that, 'cause I'm almost dead. So
Yeah.
The worst
Okay.
could happen is that the mold
Green.
grows towards you. It's fine.
I was wondering if we just bucket brigade it. We just
Make an ice path.
yeah, just chuck gallons of water into that hole.
oh, well, I could do that with my item apparently.
Yeah. That might be a bad idea, but like I do think we should recoup and
Yeah, let's heal you up a little first before you get close to the mold again.
before you can get taken down by a kobold with a bee's nest. Like
Your first time touching molds
Bees.
you weren't supposed to?
Well,
Been
not
there.
the first, but this is that had the most consequences.
It's not fun.
That's not fun at all. You touch mold on a consistent basis to where this is.
I like look down at that I'm shoeless. Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah. The woods and everything, you know.
Yeah, maybe you should take point on this one then. You seem to know a little bit more about it than most of us.
Sure.
A lot of just old pirate stories and cautionary tales.
Well, you did the primary research, which was getting blown up. We appreciate that.
Someone's got to do the dirty work. I say we head
We
back
all-
and
Well, do we want to test water on it and then go back?
I think we should just head back.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys
Okay.
crawl back out of the cave and retrace your steps back out and
I'm
down.
gonna use a bit of charcoal or something to like mark on the
oh,
walls, like when we're getting close.
Sure, yeah. And then you make your way back up out and over to where the campsite was. The embers of your linner fire?
Linner.
Yeah.
Your litter fire is still kind of smoldering there. Easy enough for you to bring it back to warmth, which Ravik immediately you realize after you left the cavern, that cold was just sticking to you because the heat was so gone from it sucked out of your body that sitting next to the fire is very comforting in this moment. And suddenly all of the mold that's and the spores that are on your skin. No. And it's an oobleck. No. Yeah. So you wouldn't that be a way to go? But you all just something's wrong with me.
I know. Oh goodness, to start.
But you start to regain some heat, Ravik, but it does not cure you of the condition that you're experiencing. Only a long rest will do that. But you can kind of regroup and replan next to the heat of the fire and then the sunlight. And you've got a couple hours before dusk if there's anything that you'd like to discuss or think about or do before now and then.
What I want to do is, and I'll put this forward to the group, I think we leave the campfire lit. And one of us who stands watch actually stands away from the campfire.
I was thinking about if maybe putting together while there's still light, a little blind above the cave where the watch person could stand so that if something walks out, it'll be highlighted by the fire, but still within the distance of the earrings to be able to message the group.
Dot can also go watch, and I can see.
I can go too.
Oh yeah, Enigma, you're great.
Do I need to be able to communicate with you?
I mean, that would be
ideal.
Useful.
Yes.
Oh, well, you didn't get me an earring, so I can't help. Sorry.
Well, if someone else is up there, you could be with them with your superior eyesight and hearing. And you could alert them and they could tell.
That's probably not a bad idea. If I had been with Ravik, I probably could have saved him from the mold.
yeah.
Well, I'd rather you stay safe and then we not have two sphinxes roaming the realm angry and looking for blood because we killed their favorite friend. So
That's true.
Let's keep you safe for now, little buddy. And we'll use you as our trump card when we need it.
Well, then can we have second Linner while we're waiting?
Absolutely.
Whatever you need. We probably should think of a way to make sure you can communicate with the group. Get with our main spellcasters about that. Lucky and Dulasite, maybe.
We'll get you another earring.
Oh, I like earrings.
Get one for Dottie as well.
No, Dot just needs to talk to me.
What if I want to talk to Mr. Kieran?
I look at her. Why? Why would you need to talk to Mr. Riften without me?
Why do you need to talk to Mr. Riften without me?
I don't ever talk to him without you. You're always there.
Am I? You never had secret conversations with Mr. Riften when I'm not present?
No, I don't ever have I wish I did, but I don't.
What, secret conversations that we have with people sometimes?
I would never keep a secret from you, and you know that.
Okay. She turns.
Yeah,
she turns her head, but her eyes are still looking in your direction.
Side chicken eye.
Side chicken eye.
Side eye.
I just had to check to make sure that Enigma wasn't fucking with you, and Enigma doesn't have the message spell. Enigma doesn't have the message spell, but he is completely resistant to necrotic damage, so he probably would have been fine.
That's
Enigma, take this bucket of water.
Exactly.
Enigma is promptly eating whatever food is in Ravik's pack that was promised to him. So,
yeah, I guess I like the idea of Kieran and Zindu side. I guess set someone up.
Yeah, Dot can go watch, and I can just look through her eyes.
is this so you can have secret conversations with Mr. Rifton while
It's
I'm
not so I can have a secret conversation with Mr. Rifton.
No, you would be with me because I'll be up at the blind.
Oh, we could have a secret conversation.
Right. See,
Okay.
I wasn't going to say that in front of
No,
him.
I'm going to then if that's what's happening. Then I'm
she
also
flaps up and lands on your shoulder.
I message Angela side. I am not going to have a secret conversation, but I may make Dottie think we do.
That is exactly what someone would say if they were having a secret conversation. It's like crying.
No.
Like crashing out.
At the exact
I'm coming
moment
with you.
that
I'm coming
Kieran
with
is
you.
messaging you that with the message spell, Dottie is messaging you with your telepathic link. Don't worry, I'm not going to have a secret conversation with Mr. Rifton.
Okay, now I'm comforted by the fact that both of them say it, and I go to both of them at the same time. Good. Hysterical. Just a
Mind
mess.
at ease.
Okay, so how much of this exchange am I?
None.
All I hear.
You just
You
see
don't
people
hear
staring
any
at
of
each other.
Because we know how to actually use this
Constantly
spell.
Bonnie's like, what?
Bonnie's like, do I need to tune this thing? Like, I feel like.
Well, you do have rabbit ears. Just a little tinfoil on the top, and then you'll be fine.
I mean, you know what? That does make sense. Like Bonnie's hearing being so like sensitive, it would be like probably a weird concept. Like I can't hear what you guys are like saying with my ear. Like yeah, that
At least that something's going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Kieran and Dottie head over to the top of the cave mouth as the rest of you sit by the fire and kind of stay warm.
Is there anything I can build a little bit of a blind with, like some reeds or anything to kind of give, so if something walks out and looks back, we're not like silhouetted against the sky?
Yeah, so that kind of shrubbery, like the shrubs that are growing on the side of this whole mountain, there's enough of those that you could probably like hack a few to like place in front of the lip of the cave mouth at the top that you could like duck down behind if you needed to.
We'll do that.
Okay. A few hours pass and dusk comes and the starlight spreads across the skies and the warmth of the fires building here, and that glow kind of fills the area as your vision decreases everywhere else. Let me see, what's the moon at right now? Where are we at? Let's see. The moon.
Why do you need to know that, Josh?
Well, just because if the moon's providing light or not.
Oh, light, yeah.
As
I got
opposed to
you. I got
last
scared.
campaign where it was.
Oh, it actually matters.
relevant.
Oh, yeah. You guys are just a few days away from a full moon.
Are we attacked by a lycanthrope?
You're just a full. You're about 5 days away from a full moon, so it's.
Bonnie is
it's
actually
past
a
half.
were-chicken.
Yeah, were-chicken.
Moss werewolf.
And
Yeah, Bonnie turns into a human on a full moon.
that's true. Yeah,
Terrible.
I mean,
Have you
Dottie turns into.
yeah, a
Oh,
were-chicken.
okay. I thought you did Bonnie. I was going to
Bonnie,
like,
yeah.
have you seen the
Yeah,
documentary
yeah.
Wallace and Gromit and the Curse of the Were Rabbit?
That's true. Yeah.
It's a documentary.
All right. So the moonlight and the firelight and the starlight spreads through the valley, so you all can kind of see, even if you don't have dark vision. And Kieran, you're sitting up there with Dottie, and Dottie's looks at you for a moment, and she goes, "I can't see in the dark. Can you see in the dark?"
No, but if there's a glow coming out of the cave, we'll be able to see from it. And if not, if something walks between us and the campsite, we'll be able to see it in silhouette. So
okay.
we may not be able to see it directly, but it also helps them from seeing us.
That's smart. Okay. I was just really worried that I was supposed to be the lookout, and I can't see in.
No, it's almost like you're going to see it by it not being there.
Okay.
Because you'll see the light will be blotted out.
Okay.
And
okay.
It's the absence of light that we're looking for.
It's like that space between the stars guy that you guys all keep talking about. Okay.
different, but yes.
Okay.
For this purpose, that will work perfect.
Perfect. Okay. And as this conversation is happening, and the rest of you are keeping an eye at the other space,
Kieran is broadcasting this to Endul's site.
You all start to see fog beginning to creep out of the entrance of the cavern. And after the sun completely goes down and the moonlight is the only thing kind of lighting the valley, there's a moment where the fog begins to take on like a dull bluish glow, kind of like if you've ever had the pleasure of seeing like a bioluminescent bay. When the waves come in and all the algae is disturbed, like that, just like effervescent blue that kind of spreads through the fog. And watching it, there's a couple moments where, like from your vantage point at the fire, you guys do see what you think are shapes moving through the fog that kind of look humanoid in shape, maybe a little smaller, probably like 3 or 4 feet tall. If they were humanoid, they would be like very hunched over, like moving through the fog. And then they kind of get to the edge of where the fog is, and they just like, you see them like crumble into rocks and clatter across the ground. And you realize that whatever these things are moving out of the cavern, that they are the things that cause the rock scree and the boulders at the base of this cavern entrance. And it's not like a wave of them. You see like one every 20, 30 minutes or so, kind of come out like jankily moving a little bit. And then the moment escapes from the fog, just crumbling and falling into nothing.
What is Kieran and Dottie saying?
So you would hear it more than see it because it's kind of happening right at the entrance of the cave. And so it's a little bit like the cave mouth is blocking your vision, but every like 20 minutes or so, you're hearing like as the rocks like crumble and crush, and like you see a couple rocks like tumbling down from your vision. If you wanted to get right up to the lip and look over, you could get a better look, but then whatever they are might be able to see you.
It's worth the risk.
Okay. You kind of slide up on your belly and look down, and you wait, and you see like that blue glow is not constant, but there's like a wave of blue glow that comes through, and
21 perception.
Almost like a wave, right? It comes through. And then just a few moments later, after that wave comes through, you see it come through again. And it's like hunched over, probably halfling height. And looks like it's made of stone, but also of water, but not ice. Like there's like rocks that are being like bound together by water moving over them. And then the moment it gets to the edge of the fog, like the water turns into the fog and vanishes, and the rocks all separate from one another and fall away.
Never seen that before. And I messaged the group what I'm seeing.
What you do notice is that everywhere that they stepped, there was like a patch of ice on the ground that is melting like after it goes. Mm-hmm.
And it looks like the shape that we saw in the mud.
Yes.
Well, Bonnie's going to creep up and try to get a closer look.
Okay, Bonnie moves closer. The cold that you felt when you were in the cave is now pouring out of the cave. Like the whole cave probably has dropped to below freezing, where it wasn't necessarily entirely before. Like whatever is happening inside the cave has, like at nighttime, is stronger.
All right, I'm going to message the group kind of in general. It's like, well, we definitely don't want to go in there at night.
Yeah.
I don't want to go in there during the day.
Josh, does any of this like strike anything to me arcanely, or?
I was gonna ask if anyone like recognize the creatures.
Fey-wise, is there anything?
You know, not Fey, not arcane.
Sure.
I'm trying
That's
to
all I
think.
got.
Ravik, can make a history check at disadvantage.
Okay.
At disadvantage. I'm sitting here sort of mumbling and murmuring to myself, trying to recall. What was that time? A 9?
Yeah, no. And then any of you can make an intelligence check now that you have all this information.
The group famous for being smart.
I
I did
got a
not
0.
roll well.
How do you... okay.
18.
How do you get a 0? Wait, I know exactly how you get a 0.
We got an 18.
Kieran, it's staring down and looking at the icy footprints. Wherever that, like, Andalus told you that ice kills the mold. If these things are coming out of the cave and it's cold enough in the cave that their footprints are leaving behind ice, that the mold may be less active at night than it is during the day.
Dude,
The
I
mold
was
nerd.
role playing. I didn't even know it.
So
I
opposite.
share this with the group.
So we want to go in.
So had a thought. Yes.
You want us to go in there now?
This is our only chance to get
We want to
past the
see what's on
mold.
the other side of it. Yeah.
Gosh.
I say we risk it.
All right. Well, you're taking up the rear, Ravik.
Yeah,
I'll take
stay
point.
behind.
I will keep an eye on the camp.
Great idea.
Yes,
Very
great
necessary.
idea.
Oh, I didn't know that was
Yes.
going to work. Okay. And Enigma climbs up into like a small little tree that overlooks the campfire and just like curls up there. Yeah.
Great.
I've got
Chicken roasting.
Yeah. I've
Dottie
got
can stay with me if
water.
Dottie wants to stay.
Is Dottie gonna tell you secrets too?
No.
I don't think Dottie and I have had more than a conversation. But
Then
maybe we could become friends.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Does Dottie have friends?
I like
Dottie-
look at Dottie and Enigma like
Dottie looks at Enigma and says, I have a friend, but they have someone others as their best friend.
Oh.
and oh
I'd like to think I'm your friend, Dottie.
Oh, Mr. Rifton is my friend too.
Dottie, you're more important to me than a best friend. That's why.
I know.
Okay.
Oh.
So Dottie's like family then.
You see like a weird expression on his face when you say that. Something like that.
Dottie looks at you, Kieran, like she's trying to telepathically communicate something to you, but it doesn't work.
Let me roll. I guess this would be wisdom check.
Yeah.
Nope. That's an 8. No idea.
Yeah. She's like stares at you the way that she looks.
Does not pick up on this whatsoever.
It's the exact look that Dottie always gives Andalus when Dottie's like just telling something to Andalus.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't work.
Kieran does not even notice.
Yeah.
Bonnie checks her earpiece again.
All right.
Is this thing on?
Yeah. So you all head into the cave. Thankfully, the light spell doesn't produce any heat, so you don't have to worry about that. So you don't have to worry about torches or things. You make your way back up, go to the right, drop down. If you want to probably wait until one of those creatures comes out, it's almost like a clockwork, like every 20 minutes one comes out of the cave. So if you wait till one crumbles and then go, you can.
Okay.
And that gives you 20 minutes before one comes through. You get to the drop down where you all have to crawl, and then are able to pop up on the other side. And with the light spell, you can see that the mold is like growing on either side of this path that is has been forged through the middle of the mold by the walking footsteps of these creatures. And so it's like pulled off to either side. So as long as you stay within that 5-foot little span, you will be fine as you cross through.
That's so cool.
Is this where we want to call it for the night?
Well, it is. This will happen here. So as you start to go, Kieran's leading, Ravik, Andalis, Bonnie, Lucky following. You get about halfway through when suddenly, like, you all see the light at the other end of this cavern, probably 150 feet away or so. And suddenly, like, this creature kind of steps into the light and is beginning to ambulate in your direction. And immediately you see behind them a hunched figure, probably 5 feet tall, kind of bent over a little bit. And he's like walking behind them. And as soon as the little, the water rock creature gets there and starts to walk through the mold, he follows in their footsteps. And then you see him take out a wand and he blasts the ground with a ray of frost, and he starts scooping the mold into little vials. He's like, yes, okay, that's perfect. All right, that's great. All right. And then he looks up. Who the fuck are you? And that's where we will pick up next time.
Amazing. I love it. Who the fuck are you, indeed?
Who the fuck are you?
Undone by mold. Almost killed by mold.
Brown mold is no joke. The fact that it's a CR2 makes no sense. It does 8d8 damage.
Wow.
Jesus.
And with the health going down?
Yeah, it decreases your maximum health. Yeah.
Jeez, that is like
So,
rough.
geez, that was only like, you really only took like half what you could have potentially gotten from.
Yeah, I think average is 36. Yep.
Wow.
Nice.
So it could, yeah. So
Lord, I could have been one shotted right there.
64, 68 max.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yep.
Jesus.
I'm at
I would-
51 normally.
I would pay to resurrect you through some mold.
It does
Thank
kill.
you.
It does, like, if it brings you to 0 hit points, you're dead.
You're not unconscious.
You're not unconscious, you're dead. And so
Yeah.
you'd have to be revivified. Yep. Mhm. Which
I would
Lucky
revivify
thankfully
you.
has revivify. So yeah.
Yeah.
But it does appear that you have somebody who is either growing and collecting the mold, and this is like how they're doing that. But yeah. Mhm.
Hey, good chance for Andulicite to get a sample for, although the glass vial probably wouldn't protect against the heat absorption.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know. We'll figure it out.
This guy's collecting them in vials, but you don't know what kind. So you know, talking to him, you can figure it out.
The chilled vials.
Exactly. My new best friend. This
The gang
cool
invents
guy.
the
Ceramics.
doer. Yeah, the gang invents the doer flask.
I've got a thermos. Bonnie has a thermos.
Oh, we lost
Welcome
somebody.
to-
Hold on. Oh no. What happened
That
to the
was
video? Oh, there we go. Okay.